The chessboard is a battlefield of strategy, where each piece plays a crucial role. But among them, the rook stands apart. It doesn't leap like the knight or glide like the bishop. Instead, it moves with unwavering purpose, commanding entire ranks and files. The rook is the silent guardian, the cornerstone upon which others build their defense. It embodies a truth often overlooked in the game of power. Strength lies not in flashy moves, but in becoming indispensable. This brings us to one of the most ruthless laws of power. Law 9. Learn to keep people dependent on you. In the grand game of influence, true freedom is an illusion. The harsh reality is this: those who rely on you cannot afford to betray you. Conversely, those who don't need you will discard you the moment it serves their interests. History bears witness to this truth. Caesar didn't just pay his legions, he forged bonds of personal loyalty that made him indispensable. Medieval kings didn't merely rule, they wove intricate webs of land grants and titles, ensuring nobles' fates were inextricably linked to the crown. Even Machiavelli, that master of political cunning, taught that wise rulers cultivate dependency. For dependency, he knew, outlasts affection, surpasses admiration, and binds tighter than any profession of love. Affection may wane, loyalty may falter, but dependency is a chain not easily broken. Consider the world of cards. The player holding the rook-like position isn't the one with the flashiest bluff, but the one controlling the chips others desperately need. His opponents can't leave the table because their fortunes are tied to his every move. Think of the casino, ever present and patient. It doesn't beg for players to return. It creates an environment where they can't afford to stay away. Dependency is the silent trap that ensures survival. Now look at the modern landscape of power. Tech giants don't just sell products. They craft ecosystems that ensnare us. Our phones become extensions of ourselves, tied to app stores we can't live without. Subscriptions intertwine with services we've grown to depend on. Platforms hoard our data, making the cost of leaving too high to bear. Once we depend on them, they no longer compete. They dominate. Leaders in every field employ this strategy. They don't simply hire employees, they architect careers that crumble without their presence. They don't just build teams, they construct futures that collapse in their absence. This is the essence of the rook's power. It doesn't chase or plead, it stands firm, forcing others to build their entire strategy around its immovable presence. Once you lean on the rook, the board becomes unimaginable without it. So how can you harness this law in your own life? First, identify what people crave most: security, opportunity, protection, or even specialized knowledge. Then, position yourself as the irreplaceable source of that need. If you provide what they can't find elsewhere, they'll never risk losing you. Second, practice the art of incomplete giving. Always leave something unfinished: a piece of crucial information, a valuable connection, or a resource they can't fully access without you. This ensures they'll keep coming back. Third, master the illusion of generosity. Let them believe you're giving freely, while in reality you're weaving ties they can't sever without great cost. But beware the double-edged sword of this law. If you allow yourself to become overly dependent on another, you surrender your own power. When someone else controls your finances, your reputation, or your opportunities, they own you. So while you cultivate others' reliance on you, guard fiercely against becoming fully dependent on anyone else. Law 9. Learn to keep people dependent on you. The rook teaches us that true strength often lies not in constant movement, but in becoming the piece others cannot do without. When you are the fortress, the pillar, the irreplaceable element, you control the board without chasing, without begging, without fear. So ask yourself, are you moving through the game as a piece that can be sacrificed at any moment? Or are you the rook, the one that others lean on so heavily that without you, their entire game collapses? The choice is yours, but remember, in the game of power, it's far better to be the one others can't afford to lose.